think it was a bit of like a Roman Reigns-y thing. I think everyone wanted it so bad, and then by the time it happened, we just kind of got tired of him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh.
I think some people are, regardless of how much how good they are and how much like you want to cheer them and that, some people are just like naturally heel, and I think a pair of them are just naturally heel. Whereas I think Seth Rollins has like gone back and forth a bit too much over the past several years. So it's like I've really enjoyed his promos and his persona at the minute, with him being the Monday Night Messiah. And I've enjoyed, in like small parts, I've enjoyed like Kevin Owens as like the new Stone Cold, pretty much.
Yeah.
But the everyday man. I just think them to have been like other casualties of bad creative decision booking, and the pair of them are better. The pair of them are better as heels.
Who you got for the win?
Seth for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Kevin, give him his WrestleMania moment.
Another split. I don't know why, but I've just got a feeling Owens wins this one. I'm a bit disappointed it's only a singles match. Like, I think this is one of the ones I would have tried to put some sort of gimmick on or a stipulation or something, but I think just the singles match, I'm not too sure, but hopefully they'll both come out of this.
They carry on the feud.
Yeah.
Like they carry on the feud, and like they have like a big blow off, maybe Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Hell in a Cell, I can see that.
Okay, moving on. Let's go to now. This is a gimmick match for sure. It's called the Boneyard match. Undertaker up against AJ Styles, and Undertaker, obviously, he's a lot of people, very curious to see what character he's playing. He's clearly not doing the whole, dead man Undertaker here. He's much more of the American badass persona. But in my eyes, because I'm a bit older than most, I do remember the whole Mean Mark stuff, which that also reminds me a lot of this as well. And he's even taken to Twitter nowadays as well, which is quite new. So we're really seeing Undertaker in a different light here. But to be honest with you, I kind of welcome it because I think he did need to freshen it up a bit, regardless. And this is probably a perfect combination to have someone like AJ Styles out there with someone like Undertaker at his stage in his career, like the perfect kind of guy to have working with him. And AJ Styles, like I keep harping on, he's taken to the whole heel persona like a duck out of water as usual. He's like knocking it out of the park. For you, first of all, have you got any ideas of what this Boneyard match is actually going to look like or be? And what do you think we're going to get in this?
Well, I think it's going to be. I think they're going to. I don't think it was filmed at the Performance Center. I think that it was. I think they're trying to do something similar to Matt Hardy stuff with like the Final Deletion. So like I want to say that they're gonna not like wrestle in the graveyard, a bit disrespectful, but like in the desert somewhere, and it's gonna be like a just like a desert fight with all of the everyone coming out of the woodworks. Like I can see like an appearance from Kane to like fend off the OC. I can maybe like Michelle McCool get involved. Some because otherwise like bringing them up. Maybe like have you talking about putting in like sound bites and sound effects. Have like Paul Bearer like coming over the like whatever to like I reckon it's going to be like total 90s ham for sure.
Yeah, I just think I mean, it probably will. I don't have a problem. Like, I've got used to it now. So when you see these matches, do you remember the one? But the thing I really disliked. Do you remember the one where Randy Orton went to do the whole Bray Wyatt thing at the compound or whatever it was?
Yeah.
The only thing that threw me off. I mean, look, you have to kind of, suspend your disbelief with where those cameras are set up, and they sort of pretend they're not there. But which I really dislike. I don't get that part of it. But the other part I don't get is the fact that Randy Orton that night was in a limo and sort of was going around dressed as a wrestler still, and just got out of the car and went in there talking to himself all the way through it. Like, those things I just can't relate to. How was you
going to recognise Randy Orton?
Of course.
Yeah, right.
It's like the video game version, where you couldn't change people, so they'd always be in their wrestling gear, whatever they were doing. It's very typical. It's very the same on this style of stuff. But I don't know. Alyssa, who have you got for this? Like, who are you an Undertaker fan? Like, being that you got into this quite late on, like, obviously the streak and all the rest of it. Like, does the Undertaker have the same pull for you, or is that?
Definitely.
Yeah,
like, I did watch wrestling before, 2018. I
swear.
Yeah, no,
she's gonna prove it.
But I think I've got I kind of got AJ for this. I think this Boneyard match is gonna be like a PC version of like a Buried Alive match, but they don't want to say it because of what's going on. So I think they had plans, and I think they've changed yet. But I'm gonna go AJ.
Yeah, I'm gonna
get a big thing. I'm going Undertaker, but you guys saying that, it's what would that be? That would be like number 3 that would beat Taker at WrestleMania. He would get like really a quite a big rub out of it, I would imagine. Like, that he could use as a heel going forward, like to say he's only the third person.
Plus, like, if he then has like another retirement match, it will, like, he could potentially win that, go out on like a massive high.
I feel like Undertaker's going to be like Terry Funk. He's going to retire so many times, and like when he's
starting to feel that now.
He's still going to be like coming out and choke slamming someone, just disappear.
Yeah, I got that feeling too. Okay, now we've got a fatal 5-way elimination match for the women's SmackDown women's title. We've got Bayley, Lacey Evans, Naomi, Sasha Banks, and Tamina. Lot going on here. I've got to say, probably out of the female matches, this is probably the weakest one for me out of the 3 titles. But I'm not a massive fan of multi-person matches anyway, especially for the big titles. But
especially odd as well.
Yeah, it's just such a mixed bag here with everybody. Not really sure what to make of it, to be honest with you. Obviously, you got the whole Sasha Bayley thing, which I suppose is quite a big focus on this. But for you, like, Alyssa, I'll go with you first. Like, who are you a Bayley fan? First off, I've got to ask that.
I was.
Yeah. She's let you down now.
The Karen haircut. Can I talk to you? That's honestly ruined it for me.
Yeah.
I do like heel Bayley, but it's just not quite what everyone expected, I don't think.
Can't believe she's a heel personally, but
I think she should have changed her name to Karen.
Karen Bayley.
yeah, like Vicky Guerrero, but wrestling.
Actually, if Bayley was with Vicky instead of Sasha, I think that would be a million times better.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, isn't it? Like, the chemistry going on between them two, it kind of makes zero sense as well. And it's really hard to Bayley to get herself over in like the shadow of Sasha sometimes, because Sasha's so good at being a heel herself. So it's quite hard. I've got to be honest. Like, I'll go first on this one. I got Bayley retaining this. What about for you guys?
I don't know. I'd like to see them give Naomi, give it back, because I feel like they gave her I keep coming back to like the same WrestleMania, but they gave her the title, and then they just dropped the ball on her, like so many people. and everyone was just like, "What? What about Naomi?" So I feel bad for Naomi. I feel bad for Tamina. I feel really bad for Tamina. Actually, you know what? I just feel bad for everyone in this match. I feel like they all
Lacey Evans.
Better. Yeah, I mean, I know Jack's not a massive fan.
I'm not a fan.
I think she's improving well. I mean, she got thrown in at the deep end and she survived just. But yeah, I think the focus will just be on like another Bayley and Sasha moment.
I might sound stupid here, but where is Natty Neidhart? Like, is she injured or like she's not involved like in the tag match either?
In the workhorse.
See, I thought
they gave her a night off.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought that she was going to be originally involved in this match. I guess with the Corona outbreak.
Yeah, maybe that's what's happened.
Maybe that's why. Maybe because I don't know, like what the travel arrangement out there between there in Canada or where people are at currently, you know. But or it could be to do with she just doesn't want to like run the risk as like many don't want to run the risk, you know. Which is a shame because I like Natty. I think maybe if she was in it, I would have given it to her. But since she's not, I'll give it to Karen.
That's got to be the new name there. Karen
we
Bayley.
need Natty WrestleMania moment.
Yeah,
we need Natty to have a title before long. But
well, last year she done the whole tag thing, weren't it? Because obviously her dad had been inducted, and she went out there with their things.
Yeah.
And I just the only reason I was thinking about Natty not being on this is because I know she prides on this record that she's got of appearing at WrestleManias in consecutive row, and so I was quite surprised that maybe she'll be involved in another one on the night just to say she's been there. But yeah.
I mean, I'd be happy enough if they just set up like her and Beth against Bayley and Sasha, like. Maybe have them two run riot on all the other girls. Have them come out for the big save. Blah, blah. Or Natty and Beth beat the crap out of Randy Orton. Like, be happy with that.
The perfect intergender match.
Yeah, Beth needs a revenge.
Okay, now we've got another gimmick match. Firefly Funhouse match. John Cena back again against the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Obviously, we've had this match at WrestleMania as well before. People will remember that. I think WrestleMania 30. And obviously that night, John Cena won. They did bring some of this up in the story, which I was glad they did. However, for me, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, since the Saudi Arabia show, I have to say, I do feel like there's been a bit of steam gone underneath him all of a sudden, regardless of what people say about the whole thing. I do feel it's a bit of an odd. I wasn't a massive fan of the character, if I'm completely honest. I'm probably one of few that didn't really get much out of it, but I do feel for him a little bit. But here he's got an opportunity, I guess, to get that win back over a huge name like John Cena. This is going to be another crazy match. I'm pretty sure of it on what we're going to see here. I don't know what's going to be more crazy, that or the Boneyard, but this is definitely going to be up there. What are you expecting from this match, you guys?
I'm expecting this match to be the full-on WTF match because like John Cena is like great in Hollywood now, and Bray Wyatt. I've always been a fan of Bray Wyatt. I'd love to see him wrestle as the Firefly Funhouse Bray instead of like just the Fiend all the time. A bit like when he wrestled them in the one pay-per-view. Like I thought that was like quite cool. So he's like not always the Fiend. He comes out. I think people were just a bit salty that he lost the title to Goldberg. But I don't. But then again, I don't even think that he needed the title to begin with. It's just like a nice little thing to pad out the resume.
Yeah, it almost done him no favours to win the title, because if he hadn't won it,